Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs, and today I'm going to do an updated version of my Catwoman figure that I did a little while ago. So we're going to use a single loom, and it's going to be in the offset configuration, which means columns 1 and 3 are going to be slightly lower than column 2. The arrow is facing towards you. If you don't have an arrow, it's the open part of the peg that faces towards you. And we're going to be double banding. Now, double banding means you take 2 bands and you place them on the pegs together as if they were a single band, and that gives your figure a more robust, firmer feel to it. So we're going to get started, and we're using black and silver and flesh tone, and I'm also going to be using some mini pony beads, some black mini pony beads for her eyes. Okay, so we'll start with our black bands. If you feel that they're a bit twisted, just run your hook along the inside of them, and they will sort of unfurl a bit. And some skin tone. I'm going to do a crossover band here, which is a single band, and you put it across these 3 pegs in the shape of a triangle. Alright, now for her eyes I'm going to take a single black band and twist it once, twice and 3 times, and place that on these pegs here. Then I'm going to use my 2.75 hook from Crochet Dude, and I'm going to thread them onto a single band like so, and stretch these across here. Now you can use a metal threader made from a twisty tie. I have a tutorial on how to make one of those on my YouTube channel. You can use floss, anything you like really, to thread the beads on. If you choose not to use beads, you can use bands. That's not a problem either. So you're going to have your beads either side here, and lift this top part of the band up above this peg here. Next we're going to do her ears. You're going to take a single band and stretch it, figure 8, loop it on itself and place it here. Like so. A single band, wrap it once, twice and 3 times, and that's going to be placed here as an end cap. Dig down past your end cap and grab that band and loop it to the left, and then loop that one up. This one gets looped up, move this across and on top here, and then loop up. Take this off the loom, straighten it out a bit so it's not too twisted on itself, and that is going to be one of her ears placed here. Let's do the other side. Again, it's a single black band that you twist on itself. We need 3 down here. And then 1 here, and then an end cap. Wrap once, twice and 3 times, and place that on the band. Dig down past the end cap, grab the 2 bands, well it's actually a single band but it's looped, loop across to the left, and then loop up, grab this and place on top of here. Oops. Like that, and loop up. Let's take this off the loom, and this will be her other ear. which we will place here. So as you can see, it's very similar to Batman's face to start with. Okay, so for her neck I'm going to use 3 black bands, like that, but I'm going to place a silver band. I'm going to twist it on itself like that, and I'm going to place a silver band here which will act as her collar. Alright, now back to double banding for her suit. Onto her legs. Now she's going to wear silver boots, so I'm going to take 2 silver bands and place here and here, and the same on the other side, here and here. Let's come down a bit more here. I'm going to put 2 bands going from this side and 2 bands going this side, and we put an end cap there once and twice and place that there. We're going to do a single crossover band here, and then we're going to do another single one here, but we're going to loop it on itself and twist it like that. And again we'll do the same here, figure 8, loop it on itself, and it will go over those 3, and then just a single one here like that. For her arms, a single black band, wrap once and twice, oops, twice, slide onto a pair of black bands, and you'll need 4 more pair. That's 2, 3, 4, and our last pair, 5, and that goes on her shoulder just here. And do the same for the other side, a single black band, wrap it once and twice, and then slide onto 5 pair of black. There's our first pair, our second pair, third, fourth, and fifth, and that goes on the other shoulder just there. Okay, we need to do her boots, so take 2 silver bands, wrap around your hook once and twice, and we slide onto 2 silver bands. Reclaim the end And let's do that again. 2 silver bands, wrap once and twice, slide onto 2 silver bands. Now take the first set you made and move these closest to the end of the hook up and off onto those bands, and then we swap sides with our hook and move the other pair up and over and reclaim our bands and tilt the foot out to the side, and it pops on the end of the leg. Do the same on the other side. A pair, wrap once and twice, slide onto a pair and reclaim. A pair, wrap once and twice, and slide onto a pair. Move the first set over like that, and then swap sides with your hook. Slide over, and we reclaim the end of the bands if we don't drop them all first. There we go. And there's a little foot, and it will go on this side like that. Okay, we're going to do a belt now. I'm going to put her belt, you want it sort of halfway between her body, but you don't want it too high, so we need to take this off and put it over here, and keep it to one side so that we don't forget to use it. And taking some silver bands, and you do them one at a time, loop it on your hook, and I'm using a hook so that I don't stretch it overly. Make sure that you push these down, that you don't want them to fall off the end of the peg. So I'm just doing a figure 8 and pushing it onto the peg. And then for this one, oops, doesn't want to leave me. So we have 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. Alright. So now we're going to start looping up. Pull the shoe back and grab the 2 bottom silver bands and loop up. The same on the other side. Dig down past the end cap here and find the 2 top black bands and loop across, and then find the second set and loop across, and the third, loop up. We're looping to the belt now. Now, at the belt you can see that you've got the top layer of the black and the bottom layer of the black. You're going to go under the bottom layer of the black and push your hook through and grab all of those silver bands onto your hook. Then move your hook to the front of the peg and pull and drag those bands with you so that they go around all of those bands. Let's do the same on this side. Push your hook around and pull forward like that, and one more time on the middle one. Don't drag the black bands that need to go up for the next level, so just the silver bands. Okay, now once we've done that, we need to put our crossover band back. And if you remember, it's a figure 8 looped on itself, a nice tight one. So find the top 2 black bands and lift up and place the crossover band and replace. The same this side, lift up the 2, place your crossover band. I'm going to try and hang on to it as well, and replace the 2 middle bands. Move across so that you can finish your triangle. Top 2, place the crossover band, replace the top 2. Okay, so now we can dig down, push that crossover band back with the back of our hook and loop up. Pull the arms out of the way and just find those 2 bottom black bands. Now we can do the neck. You have 3 bands here, so pull back and grab those 3, wiggle up. Now you have the necklace here, the collar. Again, you're going to push your hook under the black band, the bottom black band, grab only the silver band and pull it forward. And it can be a little tricky. I did one. There we go. There's the other side. Alright, dig down here, grab the top 2 skin tone bands and loop to the side and loop to the side, loop up, loop up, up and up. Dig down and find the bottom 2 bands. And then lucky last up here. Now we need to find 2 bands to tie off with. Slide your hook down the middle and out the side. Pull back through that peg and up to the outside of it, the back side of that peg. Take the 2 bands that are closest to you up, over and off, and pull tight. We're going to take her off the loom. Off the loom for a minute and we'll stretch her out. We'll pretty up her belt. I'm going to take these loops and hide them at the back here of her mask where we already have black bands. Like that. Now I'm going to take a silver Sharpie and I'm going to draw little slits on these black beads like that for her eyes. For her tail, you're going to take some single bands, loop them, figure 8 them, whatever, place on your loom, so to stretch, figure 8, loop on themselves. Oops. Probably that's enough. Let's take a single band and do an end cap. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to do a nice tight one so that it doesn't look so sort of messy at the end of her tail. Plonk that there. Dig down past that end cap and grab those bands, and let's loop this all up. Take this off the loom. Now obviously if you want this longer, that's completely up to you, and it probably could do with being a bit longer. It's a little bit short. If you want to make that longer, if you're doing it on the hook, you take you take one band, twist it on itself and slide these on. So it's completely up to you how long you make the tail. So you can make the tail on the loop or on the loom or on your hook. Really doesn't matter. Oops. What does matter is that you're consistent in how you do it, and I wasn't then. Figure 8, loop it on itself. There we go. Let's see if that one's long enough. What we're going to do is dig under her belt here and grab a loop like that. Take a single band, figure 8 it so that you're being consistent. You're going to drag that under that loop, reclaim the end like that. Okay, now what we're going to do, I'm sorry, we don't reclaim the end yet. Don't drop. Drag all this over like that. Now you're going to reclaim the end. Okay, take the side closest to you, up, over and off, and this loop you splay out with your finger like that. Nope, like that, and pop the tail through, and that secures the tail. Now you don't have to have the silver bands under it. You can move it so that the tail is under her belt if you choose. I just did it to hide where I was attaching it. So there's her tail. Now the other thing you can do is give her a whip, and I'm using 2 black bands that I'm going to stretch, and then I'm going to take a single black band, wrap it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, even 5 times if I can. Okay, and I'm going to stretch these and pull the twisted band onto here like that, splaying it out so that it's not all on top of each other. Okay, now I'm going to grab this through her hand. I'm going to put my hook through her hand here, grab the little end of the loop there and pull it through, but then I'm going to splay that out and do it gently so you don't overstretch it, but pop that through like that so that it's tied on like a knot. Pull this back where you have it, and you're going to snip the end here of her cat of 9 tails like that. So she's got her little cat of 9 tails. Now if you would like her to look a little bit more feminine, I guess, to tell that she's a female, you can add a mouth to her, and I will show you how to do that. Take a single red band and snip it just one side. You're going to stab her through her face with your hook, and holding this red band, you're going to make a little loop in the middle and drag one side of that through her face, so she's suspended on either side of it. And then choose the same spot on the other side of her face to push your hook through, and again make a little loop and drag through like that. Now all you're going to do at the back here is tie it in a knot. And then you'll trim the edges so that they don't encroach on the front side of her form. So there's a little mouth, and then see how these are quite long. Snip them so that they're not long enough that they're going to encroach on the other side, but don't do them so short that they will unravel. Oops, sorry about that. So here we go. Here is our little Catwoman with her boots and her cat of nine tails, ready to do battle, and her tail. Hope you have fun making her. Take care.